A shocking case of molestation from Meerut in western UP, where a girl was thrashed and dragged around for resisting rape. These visuals on your television screen will shock you. A bunch of men in Meerut dragging a young woman around without any fear of law. The young woman, who they first tried to rape, and when she resisted, beat her up with sticks. Next, she was stripped and dragged around the building. Some of the woman's friends managed to catch the entire episode on camera, and the police was contacted. 7 people have been arrested, action also being taken against cops in the area who had refused to act against the guilty.
This kind of audacity and, openness with which and the courage with which these, I would say, sexual vultures, they're trying to attack women everywhere is not acceptable at all. I think the UP government is really, putting us all to shame, because the way they are allowing all these elements to be at large and attack women everywhere, anywhere, absolutely very dangerous. It has to stop. No action is taken against senior police officers. That is why, they don't pay any attention to this issue. That is why they don't think that anything going wrong will affect them in any which way. So they are just sitting tight and not doing anything about it.
देखिए, मैं पहले भी कहती थी और अभी भी यही कहूंगी कि इसे सबसे पहला जो स्टेप होना चाहिए नेशनल कमीशन का, कि वो जाएं और इंक्वायरी करें। नंबर 2, मैं हमेशा कहती आई हूँ कि यूपी गवर्नमेंट बहुत इनसेंसिटिव गवर्नमेंट है विमेन सिक्योरिटी को लेके, और गवर्नमेंट कुछ करना नहीं चाहती है। एक तो पब्लिक को भी अपना माइंडसेट चेंज करना चाहिए। आफ्टर ऑल एक लेडी की इतनी इज्जत जा रही है और वो लोग खड़े होके देख रहे हैं, और जो लोग क्रिमिनल हैं, जिन्होंने ये क्राइम किया है, उनके खिलाफ गवर्नमेंट को बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट स्टेप लेना चाहिए। तुरंत अरेस्ट करें और उसके बाद उनके साथ जो भी लॉ, हमारे स्ट्रिंजेंट लॉज बने, उस हिसाब से उनके साथ कार्रवाई हो। देखिए, मैं पहले भी कहती थी और अभी भी यही कहूंगी कि इसे सबसे पहला जो स्टेप होना चाहिए नेशनल कमीशन का, कि वो जाएं और इंक्वायरी करें। नंबर 2, मैं हमेशा कहती आई हूँ कि यूपी गवर्नमेंट बहुत इनसेंसिटिव गवर्नमेंट है विमेन सिक्योरिटी को लेके, और गवर्नमेंट कुछ करना नहीं चाहती है। एक तो पब्लिक को भी अपना माइंडसेट चेंज करना चाहिए। आफ्टर ऑल एक लेडी की इतनी इज्जत जा रही है और वो लोग खड़े होके देख रहे हैं, और जो लोग क्रिमिनल हैं, जिन्होंने ये क्राइम किया है, उनके खिलाफ गवर्नमेंट को बहुत स्ट्रिक्ट स्टेप लेना चाहिए। तुरंत अरेस्ट करें और उसके बाद उनके साथ जो भी लॉ, हमारे स्ट्रिंजेंट लॉज बने, उस हिसाब से उनके साथ कार्रवाई हो।
Before I cut across to my colleague Amir Haq, I want to go to Abha Singh, senior lawyer. She's on the phone line with us. Abha, before we actually go into cliches of how shocking this video is, for somebody who studied the law for so long, what do you reckon can be done of the various people who are just standing around and watching this take place?
The issue here is very serious, because in spite of a very strong law, in fact death penalty is now mentioned for rape and all, in spite of a strong law, why such incidents are happening? Issue is preventive action. Why the police is unable to take preventive action? Primarily because the charge sheet which is filed is not strong. Even in this Meerut case, I'm sure they will put light charges so that these rapists or accused are immediately on bail. What is required is put the strong charges, make a foolproof charge sheet here. Sections like 365, 367, kidnapping, confinement, grievous hurt, attempt to rape, all these charges should be put and ensure that they are guilty. At the moment, in rape cases, conviction rate is barely 27%.
Yes.
The majority come out. So this is the reason which is responsible, not a strong law,
yes,
but a poor implementation of law and corruption of the
Abha,
police.
very quickly, what about the people who are standing right around and watching this take place? We are talking about women, we are talking about police person, we are talking about other people.
Exactly. When there are citizens around, it is a duty. The Indian Penal Code says it is the duty of every citizen that you report the offence to the police if any offence takes place. But another amendment in law is required immediately, that any onlooker will be treated as a part of the criminal conspiracy, yes, would be treated as an accused if he is present and a rape or a woman crime against, yes, women is happening, and does not help. So law amendment is required immediately, yes, if we want these onlookers to come forward and help these helpless girls, because till the time it is compulsory, yes, nobody in this country wants to come and help.
Well, you're right there. So maybe if their conscience doesn't prick them to take any action, the fear of law just might. Appreciate Abha for joining us on this latest news that we are tracking. But I want to go now and get in the reaction of the young traumatized girl in this incident.
मेरी बहुत पिटाई करी, बहुत सारे लोग थे, बहुत मुझे मारा, मेरे कपड़े तक उतार दिए थे और मुझे गाड़ी में डाल के मेरे अपहरण करने की कोशिश की थी। मैं बहुत मुश्किल से बचा के अपनी जान बचाई, फिर ये मुझे सड़क से खसीड़ते हुए फिर दोबारा रूम में ले गए, मुझे बहुत मारा। फिर बड़ी मुश्किल से मैं अपना आप को बचा के वहाँ से भागी। मेरी कंडीशन ऐसी नहीं थी कि मैं कोई कार्रवाई करूँ इनके खिलाफ।
Pramila Nisargi is on the phone line with us. Miss Nisargi, when you look at these visuals, we don't want to even get into the cliches of how shocking that they actually are. The question I want to put forth is, and maybe you can come up with solutions. How do you stop something like that? Because there are a lot of people who are watching this. Because the people who are actually involved in this, they don't really quite care. But what about the people who are watching this and letting it go on?
I agree with you. They also owe a responsibility and duty towards their fellow citizens. If something is going on and some crime is going on, people cannot be silent spectators. It is their bounden duty to protect and see that they are rescued. And if they don't do it, they are also equally responsible for not attempting to help them. It is not that the law is not there.
Yes.
Existing law is there, and if they have not attempted to rescue them, they must be also.
But Ms. Nisargi, is it time now to look for an amendment in the law that even onlookers be treated as part of the crime if they don't report it and do anything?
No, they are bound to. See, because they are duty bound to inform the police. They are duty bound to rescue. They can't simply say that we were watching. It is not enough. That is why, the persons who are committing the crime and the persons who are not preventing the crime are equally held responsible in the eye of law. And they must be both booked in the eye of law. That is not that they can't keep quiet. That is why, we used to have civics. We used to have one chapter itself when the student days, they used to say what are the duties and responsibilities of the citizens. For the reasons best known of faith, all these things are not in the subject. And they are not taught. The citizens are not even taught. Students are not taught what they have to do in such circumstances. It is high time that the entire system must be revamped and these subjects must be included in the subject of the students, and so that they can be made alert.
Right.
Not only the students but also the citizens of the
Appreciate you joining us, Mr. Sargi. We'll of course keep coming back and getting in more reactions from various players of the society there. But these visuals now, we will keep tracking details. What we do know is that certain arrests have been made, and my colleague Amir Haq is on the phone line with me on this. Amir, can you take us through the arrests that have been made?
Well, yes, Preeti, in fact, all the 7 accused persons who were named by the victim girl out here, they have finally been arrested by the police. The police also says that they have been charged under very stringent sections relating to attempt to kidnapping, attempt to rape, molestation, outraging the modesty of a woman, and also with the kind of physical assault that she had to face there on that day. But the fact remains that despite the fact that UP government and UP police has been under a lot of fire for the escalating number of crime against women cases out here that have been reported over the last several months. In fact, we just about 5-6 months back seen that in the same city, Meerut, there was a woman who was being assaulted and molested in full public view, and in fact she had to fight the goons all by herself. Despite all of this, the policemen took almost a week to react. It was only after the students who were studying along with this law graduate, they approached the SSP that finally a case was registered and the accused have finally been arrested.
Appreciate you joining us, Amir. We'll keep coming back to you for more on that story. Meanwhile, one horrific incident to the other. Let's cut across that.